Hello once again. It's always wonderful coming to Monday and getting more than one dose of new music or music that I just didn't know about before, like Livingston Taylor and Wise Blood. For me, I didn't have time to find really anything this week, but I had a couple of artists left over from last week that didn't fit the European theme. So I'm going to do those today. They're from Japan, right? So they didn't fit the European theme I had going there. And I bought a few artists from Japan, and what's interesting to me about the music from Japan is that it seems to be more diverse than the music from Europe, at least in a commercial sense. And the European ones I tend to find nothing but jazz or prog, and these Japanese ones, they go all over the map. They really do. I'm just going to mention some that I think I've already covered in past episodes. I'll just mention them chronologically. So this is kind of like going through a Japanese time machine right now. From 1975, there's Masaru Imada. Really tasty, I guess people would call it smooth jazz, but it's sprightly enough for me that, puts me in a good mood, just like the Jeff Lorber Fusion, one of my favorite groups of that nature. And then you travel 2 years beyond that, and there's the infamous for me on a certain music group. I posted this lady not knowing how far back she went, Teiko Unuki, who her period really was from 77 to 84. But the thing that attracted me to her was I guess she's the original J-pop superstar, and her voice can sound like Ofra Haza. So if you know anything about Ofra Haza from Israel, from the 80's, just a gorgeous voice, and it's all not in English in both cases. So, I mean, got to be a good voice if you're enjoying it and you don't understand a word, right?
Yep.
Then I head over to the 80's. Oh, wait a minute. One more 70's. Yeah. Another jazzer, Masabumi Kikuchi. I know I've mentioned him before. He's from 76 to 80. It's that same kind of smooth jazz that I like Jeff Lorber Fusion. And then we go to the 80's. Yeah. And there's only a couple of those. One of them is one I haven't mentioned before, so I guess I'll mention it now. From 84 to 88, there's this guy whose name I don't remember, but his band is called Sense of Wonder. He also does solo records, but I prefer his band records under the name Sense of Wonder. And this is really straight up prog rock music. You can guess that it's heavily influenced by 70's prog, especially Keith Emerson. This guy's a keyboardist. And I think I can get away with playing a snip of that. I'm going to try. So, share that. Here we go. All right. Sense of Wonder stuck at the bottom there. And so some interesting titles like Sadistic Psychic Tiger, Super Baroque Princess, and then adult title like Big Interlude. And then the other album from 88, Aqua Planet, apparently that's a big theme for this album. And there's a song called Dune, and it makes me wonder. So maybe I should see what that is. Let's see what Dune sounds like. See what it sounds like in anything we know. And I'm going to be sure I'm sharing sound. Straight piano. Yeah. But he's got epics that I can't even describe the name of them because they're not in English. What if I skip ahead? Yeah, so you know you're going to go on a journey with that kind of intro. I got to try to stop the sound here. Woo! All right. So I found them on YouTube, of course, and the videos, I like the videos because it's the ensemble and their music builds and gets more complex and they get a groove going and it shifts time signatures and everything. It's just interesting music. Wow. Also from the 80s, moving to another genre, Osamu Kitahima is a new age guy from 86 to 87. That was the height of new age. And his music is a cross between two of my favorites, Duder, right, who's German, and Kitaro, who's Chinese. So there's another artist. If you like Duder and Kitaro, you're going to like Osamu. And let's see, just to finish off, I believe I have just one more. Two more. Oh, yeah, the 80s. Oh, God. The other one was from the 80s, too. And it's prog. So that's Novella. I'll play you a snippet of Novella. And if anybody out there knows why my face is flashing when I am screen sharing, please let me know. Because it's really disturbing. Novella, there it is. And so like I said, in 1980, these two albums came out. For me, the better one is the one that has, well, they both have an epic, but La Singerie has two epics. And I just love going on mind journeys with music. It just, to me, it's a great diversion, and it's good for my creativity too. I like to write, so I got something like that going on, and the time just flies by. So I'll give you a taste. What's an interesting title here? Night with No Name, maybe? If it's like anything to do with a horse. That's not English, but it sure sounds good to my ears.
That's prog, all right. It may not be English, but it's definitely prog.
Yeah, I like to rock out sometimes. So Novella is really good for that.
Cool.
And then finally, just to complete the list, there's an act got albums from 2009 to 2011 that are really good. I've mentioned her before, Kaori Kobayashi. And she's a jazz artist, but she went commercial and was more of a pop jazz artist. But before she went commercial, her first couple of records are so tasty. They're very jazzy. They're harder edged. I can highly recommend her first couple of records. And I did that in another episode, so I won't do it right now. All right, so that completes my journey through a time machine that went through Japan. And I guess out of all of those, if I had to recommend one more than any of the others, for me, Sense of Wonder is for me the big find of those, because it's just so marvelously complex. Great diversion if you're looking for that sort of thing. Okay, so that's episode 169 in the can.